one of my favorite people. I know I've been saying that a lot this week. He is Terrell Davis, Denver Bronco great, and now Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinee 2017. How are you, TD?
Man, that never gets old, Rich. That never gets old. Man. You can say that intro and lead with Hall of Famer. That is just it's still interesting that every time there's an event or something that reminds me that it's happened, my response is almost like this is the first time that I'm hearing it, and I think that's the response I'm going to have for a while, because it's still unbelievable. As a matter of fact, I was in the lobby today. And Chris Carter was down there, and I was talking to Andre Reed and Chris Dolman. It's like, wow, it's amazing to see these guys, and now they're Hall of Famers, and I'm one of them, and that's going to take some getting used to, Rich. That's just not something that happens every day. So, I'm going to try to enjoy it, but it's a great thing, man.
Wait till you get that jacket slipped on you Friday night, TD. Wait till that happens. That's really when it hits you. That's when it hits you.
That's when they say. They point out a few different, marks. They say the gold jacket when you get it on Friday night, the actual enshrinement when you finally walk out on the stage, and then it hits you like a ton of bricks. What's happening? like this, it's going down. And then they say the ring ceremony is the three things that they point to and say those three things are when you really start to lose it.
And then there's that luncheon that you're going to go to on Friday as well, TD, where it's the Nitschke luncheon, where all the returning Hall of Famers essentially haze you to welcome you into their group. And I know you mentioned some people that you ran into in the lobby, but those are guys kind of your contemporaries in a way. What about the old timers? Who are you looking forward to meeting or have already met there, TD, that is now a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame that you're a member with coming up on Saturday?
Wow. Yeah, and you're probably right about that. There's, I'm interested in seeing my former coach Willie Brown. He's a Hall of Famer, and it's just so many guys, man, that you have to look at and say, okay, now I'm on the same level as that person. The Andre Tippett's of the world, the Roger Worleys of the world, the Warren Moons, and there's just all these people you look at and you're like, wow, I'm in the same room with these guys.
TD, wait for this one, Jim Brown. You and Jim Brown. Running back, the GOAT running back, Jim Brown. You and Jim Brown, Terrell Davis, in the same room, in the same club, forevermore. No one can take it away from you. That's happening.
Wow. You see what I'm saying, Rich? Like it doesn't. I mean, like Larry Johnson. Jim Brown, though, the godfather of football, the greatest running back of all time. We're being mentioned in the same breath because we're Hall of Famers. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, that's one you got to think about and say I just never thought about that. You know what I mean? So it's going to take some time to get used to that, but I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
Terrell Davis joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show a couple days before it is official and an enshrinement ceremony in Canton, Ohio. Gale Sayers is the guy who you're most connected with in terms of stats and resume because of the length of career. You just 7 seasons with the Broncos. Do you appreciate that comparison? Obviously, you know who Gale Sayers means and what it does, but the fact that you were only there for 7 years in the NFL and how that's been something that's been mentioned about your career and your Hall of Fame worthiness, TD?
Yeah, without Gale, I don't know if I'm here because, he set the precedent for a short career, but a stellar career. And they were able to say, okay, the comparisons always went back to Gale, and not so much as same abilities on the field. We know Gale was just the Kansas Comet. This guy was incredible with the ball, punt returns, kickoff returns, everything. He can do everything. So I think the similarities were short career but impactful. And so when they always talked about me, they referred to Gale Sayers, and that certainly helped me. So he doesn't know this too. He may know it, he may not know, but my appreciation for what he's done and how he's helped me is, I thank him for it. But we're probably going to be, and I guess going forward, I guess the great thing is that now there's other players maybe behind us who can now look at us and say, hey, TD went in, Gail went in, so maybe my career is being looked at a little differently now because the precedent has really been set a few times. And it's too rich. This class, I mean, you have a few unique circumstances here. Kurt's one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of really having that short career, not short career, but I guess in quarterback standards it would be considered that. But it's one of the classes. I'm grateful that the selection committee is starting to look at careers not based off how long they were, but just kind of how impactful they were.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a kicker. You've got Kurt, as you mentioned, his story, your story, where, you told us one time on the show that you thought of quitting when you were in Japan with the Denver Broncos, and you were wondering if you were going to make it. And I assume that's going to be part of your speech, right, on Saturday. I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah, it's my life.
Right. And San Diego and coming out of there. How long's your speech? Just wondering. TD.
Yeah, man. This is the hard part.
Okay.
So the speech, I timed it a few times. It went from about 45 minutes, and now I think it's roughly it's about 20 minutes, I think, and I'm trying to get it a little shorter.
Okay.
But yeah,
45 minutes. Your first speech was.
Well, yeah.
My gosh.
I will give you the assignment. You go home and try to write your life in less than. Then but I'm talking about, but be true to it and try not to omit anything. It's hard, man. Trying to condense all of what's happened to you in a 20-minute speech is difficult.
No, I know. You're speaking in Canton, not Gettysburg, right, TD? You're aware of that, right?
Of course, man. I'm mindful of that, Rich. I'm mindful. It won't be too long, man.
Okay. And
because I know everybody's trying to get to the parties afterwards. I get it. I know you just want to have us go up there and say a few words and then move on.
No, I know everyone does love the speeches. It's just you have it written down, you have it practiced, you have notes essentially, right? You do have notes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm sticking to the script. I'm not going off script.
That's great. And your agent Neil Schwartz is your presenter, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Exacting that presenter's clause that he wrote into one of your contracts years ago?
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't read the entire contract that I signed with them, man. But there was a small print that was page 25, I think, and it states it that if you go to the Hall of Fame, I'm your presenter. You have no other choice. It's just the way it is. So, and arbitration and mediation was part of it, but I decided not to fight it. You know what I mean?
What's it going to be like for you, a couple more minutes left with Terrell Davis, when you are wearing a yellow jacket, having your first conversation with John Elway and his? What's that going to be like for you?
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of look at some of the players who win the Masters, and they take the jerseys. The green jacket everywhere. It's going to be awesome. I guess I saw John, last week, and I asked him a question like, "Hey, man, give me some advice. Like, what should I expect here?" And he gave me some advice. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I think to sit there with not only John but Shannon and Gary Zimmerman, guys I've played with, and just kind of reminisce about the times we played, and really start looking at some other players on our team and see how we can get those guys to get that jacket as well.
Pat Bolin as well.
Oh, yeah, he's next. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yep. And I think they vote for him in a couple of weeks, the contributors category. So hopefully he'll get the nod this year for that. That would be great.
Yeah, and I just remember, TD, Elway was in the first Hall of Fame class that the NFL Network covered at the Super Bowl in Houston way back in 2004 calendar year, and you were there as part of our crew, and it was special to have you and John Elway on the set together talking about his enshrinement, and now here we are getting ready for yours. It's so awesome. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you, man.
TD.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Rich. You've been there this whole time, so you know me. You know my attitude toward it, and
oh yes.
And I'm just I'm grateful, man. I'm blessed and honored, and I can't tell you how much this means to me, and I'm looking forward to it. And I think for me, I think the best part is my family. Is to experience all this with my wife, my kids, my mom, my brothers. Everybody who's been in my life, man, they're a part of this, so they feel like they're going in as well. And that's the best part to me.
Well, in terms of, the journey that I've known with you, I mean, again, you were with the NFL Network just a couple of weeks in. You were there next to me when I asked you how fast I could run the 40 one time at a combine in my suit. You laughed.
Every time you asked me that, I laughed at you.
You just did it again. That's exactly what you did. And then I start running a 40 and then being with you throughout this whole journey. And now here you are there. All I just want to know is, do you mention my name before Elway's in your speech, TD? Does that happen?
Yes, yeah.
Please.
I think, no, John's first, yeah.
It's okay if I don't even need to hear my name, TD. I understand where I sit in your heart.
I just tell everybody, man, listen, don't if they don't hear the name, it's not because I didn't want to mention it. It's just, time. And like you said, man, it's not the Gettysburg. This is the Hall of Fame speech. So I'm being sort of handcuffed and restricted to mention everybody. So I just tell you, don't.
Is that your way of letting me down nicely, TD? Did that just happen, Brockman?
Wow. Sounds like you're not in the speech, Rich.
I'm just putting it out there, Rich. Just putting it out there, man.
I was in those 25 minutes I'm on the 25 minutes on the cutting room floor, apparently.
I think you just missed the cut. You missed the final edit, man, just by that much.
Okay.
At least you went through. If it helps you out, I made like 10 edits before you finally made the cut.
Okay, so I'm from that 75 man down to the 53. Essentially, is what just happened.
Exactly. There you go.
The Turk just visited me with Terrell Davis just before enshrinement. Love you, TD. I'll see you soon.
I love you, brother. All right, man.
That's it. That's Terrell Davis.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that, please download our app. There's lots of fun things there other than just more of the videos you just saw. You can call us from the app. You can email us from the app. Just download it. Trust me, you'll enjoy it.